A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to another video. Yes, my peeps, I can just imagine you guys have been waiting from day for a video, but you know how it go, my peeps, you know how it go. Anyways, I have a couple of things to talk about in this one. So earlier today we had day one of that warm-up game between West Indies and the South Africa Invitation team. So not a lot of information out there, but I'm gonna give you what I have, and hopefully by the end of the day into tomorrow morning we will get some more. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about a program that was done on Sportsmax. We had Fazir Mohammed speaking to Ricardo Chambers, and they were basically talking about the West Indies ODI squad and T20 squads. You know, they were talking about some of the players that probably should have made the squad, and a few players that are there that you can say it's a little bit questionable. So, you know, we always like to hear when Fazir Mohammed is speaking about cricket. So, definitely gonna share that with you guys. So just hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed as I work my way through. Alright, so based on what I'm seeing here, at the end of the day, this play West Indies, well, this is the last total that I saw. West Indies, they were 283 for 9. 283 for 9. Couple of people are getting half centuries, right? Jason Hola, the last time I checked, he was on 57. I think he was dismissed on 57. Joshua Da Silva was left not out on 55. You understand? And we had a couple of guys getting in the 20s. Reefer, he had 38. Devon Thomas got in the 20s. Brathwaite got in the 20s also. So those were the main scorers. Jason Hole, as I said, and Da Silva getting half centuries. Couple of other guys getting in the 20s, and Raymond Reefer getting in the high 30s. That is how I have to give this score to you, my viewers and subscribers, because you know, the information is not out there as much as how I would want it. So, you know, the platform that I got it off, you know, I wasn't able to track it right throughout, but I can assure you that the last score that I saw was 283 for 9. That was at the end of, I think it was run about over number 89. So that was basically the end of the day. So that is how we are looking, my peeps. You know, the other guys didn't make much, you know, so those are the ones that were there. So Shannon Gabriel and Joshua Da Silva, they are the guys that were at the crease the last time that you know, when I saw the score the last time. All right, so hopefully by the end of the day I will be able to get some more information, and I will be able to pass that on to you guys. All right, finally, so I was taking a look at the Sportsmax program, and Fazir Mohammed was on. You know, he was speaking quite a few things as it relates to the West Indies team. He spoke about both ODIs and T20s, you know, the squad. So I'm gonna work my way through the ODI squad first. So he spoke about Shannon Gabriel, you understand, and he reminded us that Shannon Gabriel last played in 2019, and that was actually in the World Cup. So in 2019, that's the last time that Gabriel played, and according to him, it's a level of convenience, you know, why Gabriel is in there, because we have a couple of injuries. People like Shemar Hola, probably you know, Jaden Seals, Anderson Phillip, quite a few of these youngsters, they are out injured, and you can imagine, you know, you can appreciate that Gabriel had a very good Super 50 tournament. So, you know, the selectors probably look at him as a stopgap right there. That is what Fazir is saying. You know, the selection is probably a stopgap, but they need to ask themselves the question whether or not Shannon Gabriel will be a part of the future as they build towards a World Cup. You understand? So, you know that guard, my peeps. He will be playing in all 3 ODIs once he's fit. You know, I am assuming based on that squad that they select, they will need his space up front there. So there's a rationale to him being in the squad based on what Fazier is saying, and you know, I don't necessarily have a problem with him getting selected right now because he performed well in the Super 50 and I think he's in good shape. He's in good form based on what I am thinking, you know. Don't know how long he will be able to continue, but I think he's in good form. Yeah, and as we know, he's always gonna give of his best. He's always gonna give 100%. Whether or not that 100% is good enough is another thing, but he's always gonna give of his best. Yeah, so Fazier was also talking about you know, the Nicholas Pooran situation. He was saying that with Pooran not being the captain anymore, you know, that should be less pressure on his shoulder and he should be looking to settle down and perform for the West Indies. Similarly to Jason Holder, you understand? Some will say these guys were not fairly treated with the captaincy and all of that, but I agree with Fazier Mohammed. They are no longer the captains, Jason Holder and Nicholas Pooran. So if they are going to be mainstays in the team, they have to perform. You know, especially a Pooran. We can't have him failing in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games going along. You know, he's not. We don't have that. We don't have that sort of luxury. You know, not saying we need to throw him away and call it a day. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we know what we're doing. You understand? He also, the question was also raised by Lance Whitaker, I think he's called, what about Kemo Paul? You know, he's somebody that they, according to them, has a lot of potential, should be in and around the mix, you understand, should be a part of the future. So, you know, Fazier was saying, even if he did not get in, they should be, you know, they should give us some information. And according to Faz, it's not unreasonable to ask questions, you know, of the selectors about people like Gabe Hetmai and people like Kemo Paul when they are not selected. They are what we would call talented players. So, you know, it's not unreasonable when they are not in the squad to ask what is going on. So that is what he was saying about that. He also spoke about Dominic Drakes and the Cottrell situation, saying that Cottrell is probably performing well in franchise cricket now, but looking forward, being 34, 35, should they decide to invest in somebody like a Dominic Drakes, or it is the right call to go with Sheldon Cottrell. So those are some of the questions that he was asking my viewers and subscribers. And as we know, West Indies, they have always been rebuilding towards a World Cup. When the World Cup comes and we fail, then they say that they are starting a new project and they keep building. So we never really see a good outcome yet. They are just always building. You understand? So that is what he's saying where that is concerned. Now, for the T20 squad, basically the same squad that played in the World Cup there. You know, he said that there is not much to work with, but the players that are in the squad, it's a safe squad according to him. They are going with what they had at the World Cup to probably develop from there. According to him, according to Fazier Mohammed, he's not aware, he's unable to say whether we are going forward, backward, or we're standing still, because these are the same set of players and we are not getting much out of them. You understand? So he's saying that the players on the board need to come to some sort of agreement, some sort of decision where players are able to sit down and to talk, not necessarily give up all of their franchise contracts, but to have an honest conversation similarly to what New Zealand and their players are doing, and then we can see where some of the so-called better T20 players can fit in. So in short, that, you know, that is what Fazier Mohammed was really saying as it relates to the T20 and the ODI squads. Still have a couple of things to go through, but that will be for another video. Big up on yourself, my peeps.